God reminded me, remember that prayer that you had when you was in Africa, when you was in Korea. Every time after you do a ministry and you just see people running and the stage is full of reconnecting, God remind me, you remember your prayer that you said, what about my people?
Rotuma, Rotuma, Nefu Evo, Pacifica.
My name is Jonathan Totok Mutafanga, and I come from a very small island called Rotuma, which is part of Fiji. I'm very excited that we finally made it to the island, but at the same time, I'm so nervous. I'm like, I do not know how this is gonna unfold, but at the same time, I had peace because I knew there's a reason why we're here, and there's a reason it is now.
Well, Jonathan Mutufanga has been dancing with us or with us for 7.5 years. And one of his desires was to always bring back the team someday to his island.
You know, I was praying for our team to come, but I didn't want for me to be forcing our leaders to go. In the beginning of the year, we had the Island Breeze DTS, which is Discipleship Training School. And when the DTS went, we kind of did groundworks because, you know, that saying where it says, actions speak louder than words. I believe before we even do anything, we were serving. And people were starting to be open, even villages, chiefs wanted us to come to their village, but you know, our time was so short that we wouldn't able to touch the whole island in our first group. So when it came to us, God already went before and set up everything.
I think this is the first time, I believe, for such a team to visit Rotuma in this capacity, and personally I am blessed.
When we got to dance for Fiji Day in front of the whole island, and that was so exciting.
Just yesterday was your last performance in the Fiji Day celebrations. I really enjoyed it. It has really impacted my life through the dancers from various countries and cultures that you represent.
Just watching them doing all of this, there were so many emotions going. They brought so much joy. Just seeing how they represented the Rotumans. There was reports coming from pastors, coming from chiefs, coming from the people of the village of just how much they impacted them just from us performing this dance of the Rotumans.
We're called to the lost, the least, and the forgotten. And the word of the Lord for me, for the island, you're not forgotten. You know, I mean, scripture tells us in Isaiah that the praises will ring up from the islands.
The main part is that we are created differently, but we are all one through Jesus. And then that the children really, I'm sure they are tired of hearing it from the teachers, but hearing it from different people coming to share, they are really blessed. So thank you so much again for that.
I think the biggest highlight for me, yes, the going back to my island, yes, you know, all the able to give back to my people. But one of the biggest highlight is seeing the young people come forward.
For Rotuma, it has impacted, I believe, impacted the lives of the people of Rotuma. What I could see is that Rotumans are more conservative. They are not too open to come out, but the team has brought life to Rotuma.
My highlight of this tour was definitely being able to learn the Rotuman dance. We got to learn really more what the culture is and how they really exalt who Jesus is. And I really love being able to just be embraced by the culture, being able to delve in the culture and just be a part of it. I think that was one of the most beautiful things. We are blessed with this Rotuman dance, and we are able to now go to the world and share who Jesus is to the Rotuman people, to the nations.
I think something that stood out to me from our hosts and those that welcomed us here is the immediate welcoming into the family and into the community, and not being afraid to play games or teach us how to do things or have conversation. And I want to be like that.
So I wouldn't say it was hard, but the only thing would be like hard waiting, being patient in God's time. I think that would be the only hard time. But when it came through, I knew it was God's time.
Sometimes life, you can pray every day, but if you don't believe and you don't take the first step, goro ito.
One of the biggest highlight is seeing the young people come forward, being vulnerable, want to connect, want to have a relationship with God. And when I was standing there and I'm just seeing people walking forward, God reminded me, remember that prayer that you had when you was in Africa, when you was in Korea. Every time when you would, after you do your ministry and you just see people running and the stage is full of reconnecting, God reminded me, you remember your prayer that you said, what about my people? Well, right now, I am showing you that I love your people and I'm here for you.